Greetings. There's one secret how even the top brands in the world in any economic condition, they keep growing. You want to know that what your company, that's how you can grow. That's the same principle you can apply for your own company to grow. And that's what our special guests are going to teach us and share. He comes from that background who is helping companies to do that one thing. What is that one thing? In case you don't know me, my name is Mohammed Siddique. I'm your host of Growth Hacking Show and the co-author of New Success Secrets. Here's the one thing. Add a value to your customer every time, not one time, not sometime, every time. So whenever you're doing a business with your clients, always think how you can add a more value to your clients. While as a coach, as a consultant, as a subject matter expert, my guest, Mike Wittenstein, I think I screwed up. Is that right? Wittenstein.
But yeah. I'll answer to either one. I'm sure my ancestors said Wittenstein, but we say Wittenstein in America.
Okay. So I apologize again. I'm going to say it again. My guest, Mike Wittenstein, help companies to create the value for themselves. In fact, he has done it for so long. They have created for their clients over $1.5 billion in value, 1.5 B, not M, not million, $1 billion in value, which is a measurable and trackable. So you want to stop everything else and join me to actually welcome Mike. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
It's a pleasure to be here with you and your audience. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Mike, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to add so much value for your clients for over $1 billion? That's a huge. I will be listening, and they all are listening right now.
Well, I grew up in Orlando, Florida, so I had a chance to see Walt Disney grow in my hometown. And that for me was just an amazing experience. After college, I worked for my travel agency, Uncle Sam. His real name was Uncle Sam in Derby, Connecticut. And Uncle Sam used to travel the world, and he would bring back the most interesting things: a French bistro coffee table, an airplane wing, part of a ship's captain's lounge or bedroom, if you will. He even brought back part of the Swiss chalet, and he decorated the office. So each office felt like a different part of the world. So when customers came into the travel agency, they could imagine that they were having the experience of actually traveling. And I learned that the same principles that Disney used can be used in a small business or a medium business. So that was my very first understanding of customer experience.
Oh, that is great. Disney, the moment you mentioned the word Disney, I said, yeah, I get it. Even though I have grown up now, I think so, I still want to go back and actually recall that it's all, we all go for experience. When the kids go for experience, they have mastered that one.
Yeah. Mohammed, you said something very interesting. You paraphrased Walt Disney himself. He was famous for saying that business is easy. All you have to do is create an experience that delights your customers so much they want to come back again and again with their family and friends. So I paraphrase too, but it's the same sentiment. An experience is something special. It's transformative, and it has an emotional value, and it makes people want to do things. That's the secret, by the way, to our business StoryMiners and how we create value for clients.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's amazing. So over the years, you have been working with so many clients, and you have created over $1.5 billion value for the clients and their client successes. And here's the question. What are the top 3 missteps to avoid to grow your business? So, top 3. I know you have so many. I want only top 3.
Okay. So the first one is don't copy other brands. It just doesn't work. You don't have the same DNA. Even if you copy the strategy, even if you copy the technology, you can't copy the culture and you can't copy the people. It never works. There are some brands that are fast followers, but first place is better by 30 to 40% or more in most cases. So don't try to copy other people. That doesn't work. The second thing is, especially if you're in professional services, make sure that you sell what you can do, or that you do what you sell. It's really important, if you're capable of doing something, that you actually sell that. If you don't sell what you can do, you can't run a very profitable or successful business, and you won't be able to help as many customers. So make sure that, and in retail, they say, if you show it, sell it. Same thing applies for professional services. And the third thing, and this is very personal for me, is I put off working with a virtual admin, a secretary, for the longest time, because I thought, oh, I've got to save the money. Oh, I can do it. Oh, I can automate. Oh my God, what a stupid decision. As soon as you have enough business to support another person, not full time, even 10 hours or 15 hours a week doing your more mundane chores, if you're disciplined, go ahead and bite the bullet and get some support, because you'll be able to do two things. The first thing is you'll be able to spend more time creating value for clients and finding new clients. The second thing is, if you hire the right person, they can start building out some of your business systems. What I instructed my admins to do over the years is to work themselves out of a job. And I always had another one ready for them. So they would systematize what they do so that they didn't need to do it anymore. Smartest thing I could have done.
Very well said. Very well said. Thank you so much. So those are the missteps to avoid. Now let's get on the positive side. So what are the top 3 success secrets which have created a $1.5 billion for your clients?
Okay. The first one is to always, 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 as you said in the show opener, based on our conversation, always be creating value for your clients. That doesn't mean you have to lower your price. That doesn't mean you have to bend over backwards all the time. What it does mean is you have to have an intimate understanding of how your client is using what you give them to create value, so that you can focus on them getting as much value as possible with what they're buying from you. It only makes sense. The more success you give them, the more they're going to want to come to you. It's a very hard to replicate skill as well. The barriers to entry might be invisible, but they're very high at the same time. The second thing is, in addition to negotiating a fee for services, also negotiate what you're going to teach your client's team along the way. If you're in a total transaction mode and you're just selling soybeans, this doesn't really work. If you're manufacturing ball bearings, it doesn't work. But any customized, personalized, in-person, training, coaching, massage, any kind of business that involves people dealing with people, you can engage and elevate your client's team so that they come out of the engagement, again, professional services, not just with the value of your services, but having transformed themselves professionally. That is worth its weight in gold, and I've closed a number of deals because I'm willing to work with the client teams and help them grow. And the third thing is, businesses really, and brands too, people's reputations, they're all based on promises. Your brand is nothing more than a giant promise to your clients about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Make sure you keep your promises. You got to do that. And don't promise what you can't deliver. Here's what some people do. When they feel like they're about to make a sale, they'll go, oh, yeah, we can do that. I'll get the technology team on that right away. They know they're overstepping their bounds. The right thing to do is to talk with your customer and set some boundaries that are healthy for both of you. Don't be afraid to say what you don't do right now, and don't be afraid to talk about what you might do, but put it in the conditional. Don't make it a promise. Make it a promise conversation. Then you can learn more about what the customer needs. They can see how hard you're working. The chances of finding a place where everything meets happily is much better.
Oh, wonderful. Very well said. In fact, a very short one is underpromise and overdeliver.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I challenge you, because
go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
If you do that occasionally, it leaves a very sweet taste in people's mouth. It's great. But it's dangerous to do that the first time, and it's dangerous to do that all the time, because customers' expectations creep up very quickly, and they're very slow to come down. So if you always exceed expectations, it's a recipe for going out of business.
Oh,
what you can do, because it's expensive to over-deliver, isn't it?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Not only you have to pay your people's time or pay for product or special little things, but you're also sacrificing what you could be doing for another client. So what we do to fill the gap there is to make sure that we understand what's the emotional value that we deliver to our clients? Experiences are different than services because they carry emotion and because they help people transform. Those are the two differences. So if you're clear about the emotional differences, the value, you can make sure to deliver that every single time. And that's like what you said before, Mohammed, about Disney. You have that feeling that you want to go back.
Yeah.
So emotions are a currency, and many people don't take enough advantage of them. Back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. See, I told you I'm a student for life. Like you are watching this, I'm learning myself. Not only I bring these guests for my own selfish reason, because I want to learn from my guests directly myself. So Mike, I know you shared this mistakes to avoid and the top 3 success secrets. Let me ask a very selfish question because I want to know what's working right now. So Mike, how you are growing your business right now?
Well, I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I'm getting really close to people that I admire. I'm having conversations with clients I haven't seen in a while. I'm talking to older people, younger people. I am out there figuring it out. I'm bending people's ears. I'm picking their brains just like people do with me. And I'm taking the very best ideas that I can, adapting them according to the StoryMiners brand. That's the first thing. The second thing that I've found is that because I'm a personality and people hire professional service people, because of their personalities and because of how they interact, I'm doing more demonstrations. I found that my follow-on or my conversion rate, if you want to call it that, is much higher once people see me in action, like you're doing right now as an audience. And Mohammed, as we're interacting, there's something palpable that you can feel. Based on that, and based on hearing some things from clients, I've made some of what we do, which used to be only available in very large projects like high 5 and low 6-figure types of things. We've brought that down to earth, for a more competitive environment where people want to make smaller, faster decisions. And now we're offering workshops and coaching. So we're able to help people during transitional times, mergers and acquisitions, new product inventions, new services that they want to launch and things like that. And we're also able to help their executives and their mid-level folks adapt to design thinking, customer experience, and the use of story. So workshops and coaching are really big. I mentioned before that we work with our client staff. That has been phenomenal for us. Most consultancies, or most organizations organized as consultancies, try to get as many people on the payroll or on the project as possible. I have a very frank conversation with my clients. We talk about the pros and cons of staffing their people on the project. Will they be available? Are they skilled? Are they motivated? Do they have the requisite experience? Generally, it ends up that their team is not a perfect fit, but some people are for some things. And getting those learning objectives baked into the same price engagement is amazing. So it lowers the cost that they have to pay overall, and it allows us to bring in more of the specialists that are able to deliver more value for the client. So that's been a really winner strategy for me. We're experimenting with several kinds of different digital marketing, and I can't tell you it's all successful. That is one giant circus. It is strange. It is hard to understand. A few people are doing very well. Most of the people that I know feel like they're playing roulette in Vegas and the house is against them. It's a very expensive way to learn to grow your business. Not all businesses can be automated to that level. So that's still something I'm not an expert at. When I figure it out, I'll come back on the show and share some growth hacking tips. And the bottom line for what we're doing right now is eating our own cooking. We are, how do I say this? We're trying to offer the very best services that offer the greatest value for our clients. And we're putting that ahead of engineering the profits in. So if we can find out, exactly where our clients are and what they need, that's what all this work in the background is here. New websites, new offers, new services, new technology, new partners, all of that. Working very hard on that right now, and it's starting to bear some fruit.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm sure you will do amazing things, and we can come back and share your latest success secrets maybe a few months down the road. So, Mike, I really enjoyed it. You know what? It's amazing you shared with us. However, we are not a taker only. We are going to give you back something. So here's my question.
Thank you.
How the growth hacking show community can actually support you?
Well, I had a chance to think about that question. So thank you very much for offering up your tribe's effort. I really appreciate that. I would love for a couple of people to go visit the LinkedIn profile that you're showing on the screen right now, as well as the website at StoryMiners.com. As you can see from the work behind me, it's getting ready for a nice big revamp. And I'd love to hear from some folks now, or when we get our redo finished, that's when I'd really prefer it. What was the main thing that hit them? What was most intriguing? What's inscrutable? What's hard to understand? Just get some gut level reactions from people who might not be our customers. That could give me such a valuable read on how we're coming across. I believe that people buy a person before they buy a product. So if you look at the LinkedIn profile and the StoryMiners website and let me know what that person feels like, that would be so helpful, because we're trying to align who we think we are with what our clients need and want us to be. When we're at that point of alignment, I know everything is going to be wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. And thank you for offering. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Go ahead. You're still watching this. Go ahead and connect with Mike on LinkedIn at the first level connection first. Check the website and see because that's how you get to know each other better. And so open the conversation. It's all about conversation. Mike, as we are about to wrap up, what would you say as a final word?
Well, I've closed my keynote presentations around the world for years with this quote. This is my favorite quote. No matter how hard you try or how much you spend, your brand can't be any better than what your customers experience. Something I believe in, something I practice.
Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Show community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing up from Atlanta, Georgia, wishing you good luck, good sales, and I do hope our path cross again with another amazing guest. Until then, all best wishes.
Thanks.